John, are any of the injured guys going on the road trip, or are they all staying?
Yes.
Cam,
No.
Bristow,
I believe so.
so he could potentially play.
I have no idea. I don't look too far ahead.
John, I know it's early in the season, but how important is this road trip to maybe establishing yourself after, 2 good wins here?
I don't look at it that way, Sam. I look at it as our next game, and we're going day by day here, just trying to get better each game.
Your goaltender rotation.
No idea. I don't know. Going to talk to Dilly on the plane. We wanted to get Urson playing, so he's played. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I had a short conversation with Dilly on the ice, Al, and I need to speak to him more about it. I just don't know how goalies think. I do think we overplay the back-to-back stuff where it's too much for him. I don't think it is, but I got to talk to Dilly.
When a player who spends a whole year in the NHL, like McEwen did last year, goes back down to the AHL, how important is it that he has a good attitude? Look at McEwen. Zach was saying that to him, it was a chance to work on his game, get a little extended ice time, like some different situations to get back up here.
Well, his attitude better be right, or he's just not come back up. And I didn't expect that at all, and that's not what happened. He was. I talked to him, and he was great. And if we're going to worry about attitude about players being sent down here, they'll get stuck down there. Mac was great. Mac has had his camp has grown, made a decision. He got some time down there. Talked to Chuck today about him a little bit. He may or may not play in Tampa. I haven't made a decision on the lineup yet in Tampa.
John, we talked a little bit about this last week about Scott Lawton wearing the A. You said that you felt he deserved it, but just kind of wanted to go into a little more detail. Why did you make the decision for only him to wear a letter?
Because I don't think anybody else should be wearing it right now. I don't think anybody's shown me that. Lots has, and I have to admit some of it's from what I've seen before him before he even came here in Lots. So yeah, I'm not naming a captain. I know you guys are going to keep asking me. I'm not going to name a captain. I'm going to wait and see what happens as far as the other letters are concerned. And right now, I felt Lots deserved that. I think he's handled himself that way, and we'll see what happens after that.
What did you see before you even came here a lot that took you off that he was?
Just what type of pro he is. Just what type of pro he is. I've also spoken to people that know him. In the short time I've gotten to know him, it was an easy choice for me in that situation. So yeah, a little bit of watching him before from a opposing coach, not here, being here, and also talking to people that do know him, that aren't on this team, that are on other teams. And so yeah, so we'll go with that.
John, just to clarify, you said I'm not going to name the captain. You mean for the entire year? Or
Probably
just-
not. Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Noah Cates and Joel Farabee haven't produced offensively yet, but Scott Lawton went out of his way to praise those two for their PK work in your last win. Just how important have those two guys been in terms of doing the little things?
Yeah. They're guys that I'm looking for, and to me, it just bodes well for the future of the team here too, as far as some of the minutes they're getting, some of the minutes that they do deserve. They'll find their way as far as scoring, but they not only the penalty kill, but just things on the wall, positional play. As I said, when I was just hoping Joel would be healthy because it helps me with the lines. Now we lose Cam and Cootsie, that it kind of blows that up a little. But Joel Farabee was a very important player to me, and I'm glad he's in there. And Casey's I think he's been good right from day one here.
Getting back to the goaltending rotation, the back-to-back possibility, have you factored in the Hart's durability over the last couple of years? He's had some problems with issues on.
Yeah, I know people are going to talk to me about it, and I'll have to listen. I don't get too involved in it. I think we want to be smart. I get that, but I don't want to. We're not looking to baby here either. I think he's in great shape. He's got a great attitude. I don't overthink the prior injuries, but I have to listen to the trainers, and that's the conversations that I have in the next day or so here with the trainers and the goaltending coach. They know more about it than I do. I'll have to listen to them.
What did you see from Ollie in his NHL debut on Saturday?
Yeah, it didn't get much ice time. He turns one over, takes a penalty, had a couple good shifts. It's hard to make a judgment on Ollie, which just gets so little. We had a lot of power plays. It's tough for him to get in the game with so many power plays we're on. It happened so quickly in the game. And I can't make it. I wouldn't be fair to him if I made a determination on him. I don't want to overexpose his mistake. He's just got to simplify his game, I think, a little bit, and with his turnover and then a penalty. But I'm anxious to see when he gets more ice time and he starts just getting a little bit of a flow to his game. It's tough for him without the flow.
You said you're taking things day by day, and the next day you're going to play against the Tampa Bay Lightning. While your mentality and the hardness that you play with may not change, what little things do you change when you go up against a more skilled team?
We're just going to go about our business. Yeah, we won't win if we don't check. We'll have no chance against Tampa if we don't check. There's not a lot of adjustments that we're going to make from team to team because we're so concerned about trying to get our team being who we should be, the identity that we want. So there's not a lot of adjustments that come into play. We continue to focus. Today was more focused with tape on trying to get our identity straightened out. But that's down the road for us. It's when it turns into an instinctive way we play, then you can call your team. That's the identity they have. That's a ways away.
John,
Last one, we got
At the kids in Fairview, if I can, they've been praised for how advanced they are in the way they think the game. Is it unique to see smarts at that young of an age in players?
Well, you just see. I wouldn't say it's unique. It's nice to have. I think it's a young, dumb league. It's a league that it's just a ton of mistakes because so much youth's in there. When you get a cerebral young player, that's good to have. It's hard to teach. It's hard to teach smarts. Okay, if I can dumb it down that much, because that happened early on in their life, as far as when they were playing the game. When you have a guy that gets it, you can kind of build off of that. And then you look to other stuff to improve him as a player. But to have a player that is positionally smart and just understands, he's on his way to becoming a really good pro right away, where that's a big part of our job is to teach being a pro. But to teach the thinking, that's hard to do. That you can get it for a short period of time, but sooner or later it comes back to who the guy is. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.